Hey. Thanks again for pressing play and welcome once again to another edition of the Suns Jam Session Podcast. This one coming to you live from my bed because my back hurts, okay? I can't sit. I can't fucking. You know what 43 is? 43 is not having the ability to sit. So I lay with a heating pad to get rid of these back spasms, these acute back spasms. There's nothing cute about them, Jamsters. But with that being said, I get to lay down and watch the Phoenix Suns make 22 three-pointers, their most of their year, attempting 56 three-pointers, one shy of their all-time record as it pertains to three-pointers attempted. Holy Toledo, my friends. So let's talk about that and more on this edition of the Suns Jam Session Podcast on the BLEAV Podcast Network, brought to you by FanDuel, where I'm telling you, those rebounding lines for Jordan Goodwin, hell, it was minus 235 for Jordan Goodwin, 4 rebounds. He had that in like the first 3 seconds of the game. So it's what it felt like. So make sure you're hitting those bets up whenever you can. Special guest tonight here on the pod. So stay tuned, subscribe, rate, review, and feel better.
Session Podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.
And welcome to the show, Matthew Paulisi.
Matthew Paulisi back, dude. I'm back, and you broke your back.
Yeah, seriously. I just ran into my office. I didn't run. I limped in here. When I walk around, I look like the letter C. There's a dog fight. This sounds like waiting for my Ruka. That sounded like the very beginning of Waiting for My Ruka. You're not the only one, but you're the best, Bradley.
Yeah, pure chaos. Pure chaos for this pod, dude.
100%.
Just, people in the background, dogs in the background.
Dogs fighting.
I miss myself on the pod.
I'm barely standing right now. I literally just walked into my office so I could retweet the episode from the Brightside account. There we go. Okay, that's done. Now I can limp back. Here you go. See you guys. This is behind the scenes stuff. Suns win, man. Matthew, welcome back. How the hell are you doing, bud?
Oh, I've been doing good, man. I've been watching you too. You've been doing a good job holding this pod together, but you broke your back doing it. I'm sorry. Is that what happened?
What's the story? So, there we go. So we bought a Switch 2 for Christmas, and I had to set it up. So I had to move some furniture to do it. And in doing so, I had to take the TV off the wall, all this stuff. And in doing so, I twinged the back just a little bit. And it was just enough to where I was like, uh-oh, that doesn't feel right. And then I woke up on Sunday morning, dude, and I couldn't walk. Walk. I was crawling around, and it's slowly getting better day by day. Thankfully I can work from home, so I do. So I can just lay here with my computer laptop on a pillow. It's pathetic. I'm a pathetic human being.
Well, at least you can lay there and watch the Suns, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to watch great basketball. It's very relieving, and that brings me to my first question.
Matthew, I've got to ask.
God, look how nimble I am in that video. I would kill to feel like that again.
You look like, remember the Leave Britney Alone girl? That was the first video on YouTube. That's what you look like right now. You should have worn your blonde wig.
But Matthew, I got to ask, how's it being a dad, man? You're a dad. 2.5. Is Miles 2.5?
2.5
3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks this Friday, yeah.
Yeah, caramba. How's it going, man? How's it going?
It's going good. I don't think nothing's really changed except for sleep. That's about it. But I mean, he's a little cutie right now. He's screaming. I keep comparing him to a Demogorgon on Stranger Things when he is upset and wants to eat, or else whenever he has to poop and change his diaper. He goes crazy. But he's been absolutely amazing so far.
That's fantastic. Well, welcome back to the pod. You got a great game to come back to. The Suns winning 117-98 over the Memphis Grizzlies, dispatching them rather easily. So I think that we can go ahead and just start with the good stuff.
Oh.
Tell me the right bright side.
What was the bright side for you, dude?
My bright side has to do with the one and the only, if I can find it really quick.
Let me tell you a little story about a guy who shoots threes. Everyone hates him cause he's a dookie. He's pretty underrated if you're asking me. His name is Grayson Allen.
Man, Grayson Allen tonight, it's a big comeback party for him. I feel like he struggled the last 4 games, but tonight, man, he came in. He was 7 of 13. He had the 19 points. He was 5 or 10 from 3. He hit his first 2 threes of the game. Before this game, I mean, he came back, played 4 games, averaged about 29 minutes, but was shooting 18% from 3.
Yeah.
But tonight was a perfect game for him to come back and just knock down huge threes for the Phoenix Suns. You know, we always wonder, like, is it too many guards on this team? You know, it's just nice to have him. I know Royce isn't really a guard. I consider him a guard in my eyes. I know he's a wing or whatever on the paper, but Grayson Allen and Royce are just nice to have, like back-to-back games or every other game where these guys can just knock down huge threes and get out to that 20-point lead. And I say, you know what? He might be trade bait or something, supposedly. It's just talk, I feel like. But right now, man, like, you don't mess with this guy, I feel like. Because going forward, you can have huge games like this.
It was huge to have him back because the way he played in the last game, 0 of 6 from the field in the last game, had the 6 assists, but all of them were in the first quarter. It was clear that he was winded. And had we had just a little bit of Grayson Allen, we beat the Rockets, right? And that's what's interesting about right now. And I know that eventually in this pod, I'd really want to talk about the Trae Young deal because Trae Young was dealt to the Wizards today, right? Like, Matthews, trade bait, click article guy for the past like 4 years on Bright Side of the Sun is now officially like gone. You can't.
Yeah.
Matthew's gone through.
He's bait, but then no one wants him.
I know. Well, we'll talk about him. But the interesting thing is we're at that point in the season. Obviously, we're less than a month away from the trade deadline. And a lot of people are starting to ponder like, hey, the Suns are contenders in some capacity. If you define contention, they're a team that could win around maybe 2 in the playoffs. I don't think they have what it takes to win it all. And that's okay. This is a transition year. The fact that we get to have this conversation alone is fun. Mm-hmm. But people are talking about potentially trading Royce O'Neal, potentially trading Grayson Allen, and I'm not for it at all because I like who we are, I like what we are, and the fact that we just got Grayson back, it's almost like we made a trade and we didn't give up anybody because Grayson's been gone. The same thing's going to happen when Jalen Green arrives. It's like all of a sudden you're looking to upgrade in different areas, and while you might not think that perimeter shooting is an upgrade or a needed upgrade, it's available now with Grayson. And when Jalen Green comes back, neither one of these guys are power forward. And that's what everybody's been saying. Well, we just trade Grayson Allen for a power forward. It's like, listen, there's no power forward out there. Like you could say Bobby Portis, but if that's the case, if you go Grayson Allen for Bobby Portis, which I think the math works on that, they're probably going to want something back, right? Because the Milwaukee Bucks are in the same boat as the Suns as it pertains to having very very bare cupboard when it comes to their draft assets. So having Grayson come back, play like he did tonight, as you mentioned all the stats, absolutely fantastic. You continue to build off this and you just see where you're at this summer. I'd rather be in that mode of thinking and enjoying this team versus looking at this team as an unfinished painting and trying to finish it. This painting, in my opinion, is finished. We just need to enjoy the art right now.
Yeah, and it's not too many guards. It's not too much shooting. It's just the right amount because this team obviously plays a lot of defense. You kind of just get Grayson Allen and Gillespie kind of mixed up defensively at times. I know Gillespie is a better passer because I think Grayson Allen coming back has had a few really bad turnovers. But other than that, you're watching him on the offensive end knock down these shots. You realize how many shooters we have, and we're going to need in the playoffs in games where other guys might be struggling. But even in 2K, a team in the Phoenix Suns that you might not think is fun to play as, they are fun. If you're playing on pro and you can hit everything from 3, which is really easy if the guy is like maybe 80% from or 80%, overall from 3, I think that they're like impossible to beat on that game. And that's what they're going to have to need. That's what they're going to need in the playoffs is really getting off to hot starts from one guy or the other, like Jordan Goodwin, from Grayson Allen, Devin Booker. Like having this shooting is very valuable, man, because they play great defense all around. They all do. So the team defense leads to the great shot making. and you just can't get rid of that for a guy like Bobby Portis. Like, and you said this too, like with the teams, like why would they want Grayson Allen or Royce O'Neal back? Like even like a Trey Murphy, if you trade like Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal for Trey Murphy, like why would the Pelicans want that? Because we don't have any other assets. So we're kind of stuck with what we have, but I'm kind of grateful for that.
So two things. One, sounds like somebody got a PS5 for Christmas.
Kind of.
You're sitting there making 2K comparisons. I'm like, oh, I remember those days when I first got 2K.
Yeah, I played a few games. Yeah, when I won, I'm in the house with someone that is beating me half the time, and I've lost 3 in a row, so I get a little frustrated.
Hell yeah, man. That game is frustrating. It's fun, but it's frustrating. It's really fun when you're playing it by yourself. You know, like the old days when we used to watch NFL football in Red Zone, and you have a side TV off to the side, and you're sitting there grinding away games on like 2K16 or whatever that was. But you're right. And that's something that Suns fans have to remember is when it comes to transactions, it's very rare to see what we saw happen today. What we saw happen today was CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert for Trae Young, and there was no draft swaps. There's no draft capital involved. And if Royce O'Neal plus Grayson Allen equals Herb Jones, New Orleans is going to want draft capital that we don't have. And that's just the way that the trade market works. Again, what we saw was rare today because essentially Trae Young has tanked his overall value. So when you don't get me wrong, if you're a Suns fan, go to the trade machine, man. Have fun with it. It's fun to play God in that moment. It's fun to, it's like 2K, right? It's fun to play general manager and just see what's on the market and go, you know what? Let's make it happen. Let's make it fit. But in reality, there's no need to change who and what this team is. You see the Milwaukee Bucks today. I forget who reported it, but essentially said that they've reached out to the Suns about acquiring Jalen Green, and the Suns aren't interested. We saw yesterday where what's his face? Boogie Cousins was making comments about how the Lakers should trade for Dylan Brooks, and Matt Ishbia retweets it and says, we're not interested. You know, it's good to be on that side of the equation right now.
And like even like Ja Morant didn't play tonight. He's been in and out of the lineup all year. He's not a sexy pickup anymore. He's not a sexy value. These guys right now, like what is sexy right now is team ball and good coaching. And you know, Bill Simmons today was talking about how many good coaches are out there. Like there are a lot of good coaching, a lot of good coaches, good systems. You get the right players. You don't need the big star to shoot and shoot 30 buckets a game and score 30 points a game. Like you don't need those guys anymore, man, to really just like be on the billboard. Like you just have to have a good team like the Suns, a star like Devin Booker, a guy like Jalen Green who's going to come back and be that extra weapon. And that's just enough. It might get you over the hump. And I'm not saying the Suns will do this, but it'll get you over the hump a few rounds. You never know. Like, because they're playing great ball right now. They're dangerous. No one wants to play them. That's what teams should be looking for, is that kind of effort and what the Suns are doing. And I think that's where teams are leaning now. So it's kind of funny how the Suns are the first ones kind of to start this. I know like the Pacers last year came out of nowhere and played good team ball, and you had Halliburton come out of nowhere when he was struggling early in the season. But teams are just kind of settling down. Like we don't need to go after these guys and give up the future. Like we've seen it too much. Like just let's leave it alone. Let's get through this, and maybe we'll find a good coach, X's and O's, and a decent star.
Well, and that's the new NBA because of the way that the second apron completely handicaps people. Unless you have somebody who's a bona fide either superstar or, is to your point, Matthew, a team player, then you don't want to have that much of your capital and your cap space tied up into somebody who is anything but. And what Trae Young does, what Ja Morant does, it's kind of replicable, you know? Yeah. You don't need to pay somebody $47 million to go out there and, like you said, be inefficient in their shooting and not play defense. I'd rather pay somebody, you know, $16 million, like a Grayson Allen, who's a specialist, or, you know, add long defenders. And again, it's the ebbs and flows of the NBA. It's who they are right now in this moment. So another guy who was absolutely fantastic tonight and has been pretty fantastic for quite some time now, dude, Jordan Goodwin.
Where's my dog?
Jordan Dog wins.
There's my dog.
I don't have his stats in front of me, but I'll tell you this. If you're a FanDuel, I'm telling you, it's easy money on his rebounds. He, along with Grayson Allen and Dylan Brooks, the former Grizzlies, right? They combined for 51 points tonight of the 117. They were on fire. He came off the bench and he was on the plus side of a triple-double, right? He got close, like 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and like 17 points, whatever he scored. But he was absolutely stellar again tonight. In the land of the bigs, somehow, some way, Jordan Goodwin continues to be somebody who's an effective offensive rebounder. And again, you talk about the way that the NBA is going. The goal is to find the hustle guys, the team guys, and Jordan Goodwin personifies that in every capacity. And he's just tonight was another instance where he was just an absolute joy to watch, man.
He was. He had the 6 assists tonight too. He was 3 from 8 from 3 with 11 total points, 2 steals. But that's the thing though, the passing. Like Josh Okogie, he reminds me of Okogie now in the paint, where he's bodying up these bigs. He stared down Jaren Jackson Jr. after getting an offensive rebound and putting it back in for the and one. The guy he's untainable. He's a guy that a lot of teams probably should have banked on. Obviously, Lakers let him go, but I knew last year like this guy had something in him. But to prove himself this way and have the trust from Jordan Ott, especially last game, like missing his first three threes, and he just goes off 8 in a row, basically. Like this guy has a lot of confidence from his team and in himself, but he's doing a lot more and cutting to the basket, finding guys, driving to the rim. It's basically Josh Okogie, but a little bit better on the passing, and also just a guy that really truly believes in himself and does more.
And amazing shooting the three. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He's
just
Josh
incredible.
Okogie who can crush the three. I never thought of it that way. That's a good observation.
But he goes along with his team, right? It's like, well, when's it going to phase out? When is it going to fizzle, right? It never is. Like, this guy is who he is. He's not going to be like this every game, but you can count. I trust the dude. I trust him every game to handle the ball and bring it up, be the extra guard that's a ball distributor when you don't have, Booker or Gillespie on the court, which he usually plays alongside. Like, you can trust him on the other end with those guys. Like, the guy's been amazing, man. It's hard to pick a favorite player because all these guys are just incredible at what they do right now.
I almost wrote the piece today, but again, it's hard about like, is this a top 5 all-time Suns team to watch? And I was really starting to kind of put together my thesis on it. It's like, okay, my favorite team to ever watch, because there's a bunch of different qualifiers, right? And it's all personal. It's probably the 2004/5 Suns. I was stationed in Korea for the front end of that run, and it was so fun to have a team that was annihilating people. And my roommate, when I was in Korea, was a Detroit guy. They had won the finals, that year before, so I had to hear it all from him and to have the debates with him about what the Suns were doing. Is it sustainable? Because he was an all defense guy, and I was like, okay. And then like the 92-93 team was really fun to watch, but like I wasn't super into it because I wasn't living in the state, right? I wasn't here for everything that happened in 93. So it's a top 5 team. But from a personal perspective, 2021 was more impactful to me. But this team is really fun to watch. And Jordan Goodwin's the personification of that, right? Colin Gillespie's the personification of that. Grayson Allen, even Devin Booker, the way that he's playing, right now, man, it's honestly a great personification of team ball versus superstar ball.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Big Dick Booker.
It might not help his all-star, he's 17th in the voting. So, like, even though it was triple voting today, like, he's not getting in on the fan vote. But he only had 13 points in this one. Mm-hmm. And he only needed 13 points. That's the great thing, Matthew. If you had told me this past summer, when you and I were going back and lamenting what this team could be, if I say, hey, man, the Suns are going to go in early January on the road to Memphis, Devin Booker's only going to score 13 points. What do you think we win or lose by? I doubt that either one of us would say that they walked out of there, with what, a 19-point victory? I mean, and it's because he's bought into the system. Everybody's playing well around him. He's focused. You see that assist that he had to Royce O'Neal on the perimeter behind the back. Royce gets it, pump fakes, guy goes flying by, dribble once, sinks a 3. It's beautiful basketball that Devin Booker's playing. Is it efficient basketball? Is it the normal everything that we've always been used to Devin Booker basketball? No. But it's still enjoyable to watch, and I'm enjoying watching it from my backside.
Yeah, it's great. But he also went through the slump too, and this team carried him. Like this team was ready
Yes.
for it. They carried him through. I mean, he scored 19 points, 16 points, 24 points, and wins. Like you didn't have to like ask for the 25 plus points from him every night. And we realize that too. We always are kind of worried about his all-star status, of course, and like maybe me being a top 5 in MVP voting. But to realize like this team is this great right now, and then the media is talking about it where he's the star of the team and he's a leader of this team. He is, but like they missed the point where this team is still doing it without him. Like he's been great of late, but like we went through that slump where it was like, damn, this guy cannot get out of it, but we were still winning games. And that's the thing is like when he steps up and has huge games and he gets himself together and then Jalen Green comes back, like it's just like the what if with this team. And that's what we're really waiting for is like the ultimate ceiling. We might not see it till maybe next season, obviously, but there's a ceiling to this team. We just don't know because we haven't reached it yet with Booker, I feel like, and Jalen Green. So it's awesome, man. I think that Booker is obviously going to get his maybe all-star nod as a replacement, maybe, but I'm not really too worried anymore as a Suns fan with that shit. Like I'm sick of it every year. So
Well, I bet you he becomes an all-star. I said it after the Oklahoma City game. Like he's an all-star. He'll be voted in by the coaches. A representative has to come from the Phoenix Suns for what they've done this year. So Booker's a lock. Dylan Brooks could. In all honesty, this guy should get in.
Dylan, the villain.
I mean, Brooks was feasting tonight against his former team. He probably won't get in because the West is so deep. But that being said, he played like an all-star again tonight. All the intangibles that he brings. Every team wants a Dylan Brooks. I was on some weird corner of Twitter today, and it was like the Chicago Bulls Twitter. And they're like, man, all we need to change who we are is to get Dylan Brooks on our team. I'm like, dude, you guys traded Alex Caruso. Like, you guys should not. You guys shouldn't be allowed. You traded DeRozan and Zach LaVine. You got Nikola Vucevic there. Those poor Bulls fans.
Hey, that's no.
What's it like playing with the Suns on 2K, man? Because it's got to be junky. You can't replicate what they do in real life on a video game.
So it depends how you're playing. So if you're playing on pro, like I said, you just line up Book from 3 and you're good. Book's
it's clearly fake.
You hit O'Neal, you hit everybody. Jordan Goodwin now, they're all hitting threes. They're all greened up. That's what we play on, so I don't know what it's like.
What does Dylan Brooks do on 2K?
Don't play as him. I don't. I mean, he looks a lot better on the game than he does in real life, but he looks really young. He looks super young in the game. But yeah, I think the thing with Brooks and Jordan Goodwin, how do teams not see this? Like, how do the front office not see the little spark that these guys have? Right? Dylan Brooks is going to go back to China or go to China to play. We all thought 3 or 4 seasons ago. And he comes back and plays really well with Memphis. He's obviously a guy that in Houston turns the franchise around just by himself and Jalen Green. But how do they not see this in these guys? Like, there's always a little bit of a spark that I feel like we see here and there from players. And it's just like, hold on, there's something there. Like, bring it out of them or help them along. And these guys have kind of done it themselves, obviously, but it's just like they're shunned so quickly. And all of a sudden they're back. And it's like everyone wants these players. It's like, well, you should have known before instead of you signed LeBron James's son over Jordan Goodwin. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Here's what it comes down to, and you said it earlier. It comes down to coaching. It comes down to schematics. It comes down to a coach identifying players with a skill set, providing them an opportunity, and then a locker room that's as cohesive as this one. And we know that just because you have a big name doesn't mean you're going to automatically win. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many times last couple of years I said, you know, talent without desire is wasted talent, right? And that's what those teams were. So there's these guys all over the league, and that's the great thing about the league now is you're seeing a lot of these guys shine. I mean, you look at the Grizzlies, like Cam Spencer guy's like that guy's like a fucking sharpshooter, and every guy comes into the league, and it's just it's deeper than it's ever been. So these guys are everywhere, but it doesn't matter because we've had these guys on our team. We had Colin Gillespie on the team last year. He didn't get a chance because Budenholzer is a fucking idiot. You know, it comes down to coaching, understanding what you have, and then guys seizing the opportunities that are provided to them. And that's what these guys on this team have done this season. So, you know, it's hard because winning basketball games is hard. What the bottom, the graphic that we have below us, the score, attaining that night in and night out is hard, and we know that. Now, the interesting thing is, did you notice that I've changed up the graphic to reflect the colors of the jerseys of the teams that are playing? So, like, that's the Suns kind of jersey color, and Memphis was wearing white tonight. That's what I did while you were away.
You did that before, I thought.
Nah, not to the extent
like
that I
the
do it
Phoenix
now.
one. Maybe you didn't do the away teams, but you did it with the Phoenix jerseys, like the
Yeah,
black ones. Yeah, I
yeah,
noticed that.
yeah. But now I do it with the other teams too, because I'm a psycho.
Well, I mean, the smartest thing that Ott did was really play like so continuously, even though at times I'm frustrated as hell. Ryan Dunn, these guys that are familiar with playing with Book, and they continue to grow and blossom. But it's fun because there's other guys like Jordan Goodwins and Dylan Brooks that outshine them and play a filthy role and put up good stats and are hitting big shots while these other guys do other things around them. And it just makes sense because it's one of those things that coaches don't do as much. Like you said, like last year, like Gillespie goes off, hits a game winner, and plays really good minutes, and then all of a sudden he kind of fizzles out, right?
Yeah.
Ott just stuck with what he knew and what this team knew, and it worked out that way. The chemistry worked out quicker than we thought, and here we are almost mid-season, and everyone wants a piece of the Suns. They want on our ass.
Do you wonder what Bol could have been in Jordan Ott's system on this team?
No, I don't think about that because I feel like that's more on Bol.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Last guy I want to talk about on the bright side, then you can bring up any of the topics you had. It wasn't much, but I liked what I saw from this guy.
The condor drifts on massive wings, stretching nearly 10 feet from tip to tip. It can soar for hours without a single flap, a quiet testament to endurance, precision, and survival. His name is Rasheer Fleming. He is the Camden Condor.
Dude, the Camden Condor looked good tonight, man. He came out. He played at the beginning of the second quarter, and was part of a nice little run for the Suns there. And then he hit the last 2 threes, one from each corner, to give the Suns the most 3-pointers that they've made this season. So he ends with 8 total points, but again, small baby steps relative to development. And that's why, again, I go back to everybody who's saying, well, we need a power forward. Rasheer Fleming, in time, could be that power forward. So why rush it right now? You got all these guys under contract. You're looking good. You're playing good. Why go make a transaction just for transaction's sake? You have Rasheer Fleming. Every time I see him, much akin to Kamon Malawach, who we don't see at all, but every time he plays down in the G League, I see progression. Not a ton, but he's a rookie. It's the same thing with Sheer. I'm seeing progression, and I'm seeing comfortability, because that has been his biggest challenge, in my opinion, is his comfortability on the court was subpar going all the way back to Summer League. But every time he's out there, he knows where to run to now. He's running to open spots. There was this one, he hit one of the threes after setting a screen, and you could tell it was one of those screens where the defender wasn't letting him go where he wanted. So he's like, okay, I'm going to roll off to the left instead of rolling to the right, which is where the defender thinks I'm going to go. That's what it'll open up for a 3. He sinks the corner 3 ball for the 21st of the year. And I was just like, or of the game. And I was just like, wow, Shear's really starting to put some things together. He's the power forward of the future. So why trade away all these assets, man? I love me some Rasheer Fleming.
Yeah, he's played 7 of the last 8 games. I mean, it's been more consistent, not very much minutes. I mean, 5, 10, just kind of all over the place, below 15 minutes per game. But it's enough to show that he is improving. It's funny, he did come out defensively and was totally lost right away. So yeah, I did have him first on my burn book. I'm like, fuck. Like he had one of those things where he was looking at the ball and he lost the defender, and the guy was right there, or he lost his guy, and then he was right there by the hoop and just had a big dunk. He's like, fuck, dude. Like, he turned around, he wasn't there. I was like, I don't think I've ever really seen that in a long time. So after that, though, like, he had that huge dunk, and it's one of my favorite dunks where they go around, like, on the side of the baseline, and they go around 2 defenders and just dunk it with one hand. I love that, dude. It looked good. He fell on the ground after, but you could tell he was just excited. He doesn't show any emotion, but the excitement maybe is just falling on his butt because he was just too excited to run back on defense. But the guy there's something there. Obviously, I think we see a little bit here and there, and I'm glad he's getting consistent minutes because it makes sense on this team. You can play him, and it's not going to hurt you, even though sometimes he might get lost offensively or he might brick a 3-pointer. It doesn't matter, man. Like, there's a lot of trust from Ott in him right now, and he needs that. And I think playing this many games in a row is going to help that going forward.
No, I completely agree. It is the blueprint. It is the blueprint.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what is next? Do you have anything on the burn book or no?
I got
I don't
one
have
thing.
anything.
Suns Jam Session. Burn Book. The Suns Jam Session. Burn Book.
So this is the only thing that I have for the burn book. The registered attendance for tonight's game was 14,000 people. Horseshit. There was nobody at that fucking game tonight. At one point during the game, K-Ray was talking about how like playing here in Memphis is hard. I'm like, dude, nobody's been sitting in any of these seats the entire game. This isn't late coming people. These are people who bought tickets, and maybe they're counting like tickets sold, because there was nobody at the FedEx Forum tonight, bro.
No, third quarter they were leaving. They knew it was over mid-third. When the Suns were up by 20, it was over. I think a lot of them came and they sat down like, oh, Jaw's not playing. They're right back up, right back to the car.
Well, like, what's the temperature in Memphis right now? Is it one of those situations where it's super fucking cold and everybody's like, I'd rather stay at home and play my PS5 and 2K or play my Switch? I'm playing the Zelda game from like 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's what Shannon said. Yeah, she
Breath
didn't
of
know
the Wild.
Zelda was a girl. She thought Zelda was a boy.
Oh yeah. I told her yes. I told her yesterday. She's like, what is it? She's like, Zelda's not a dude. I'm like, no, man, that's your Link. I love all the Zelda games, man. Like, one of the reasons we wanted to switch to is because we can get the old Super NES games, and so I started playing the old Zelda, Link to the Past one. I was like, oh man, I love Zelda games. But yeah, I'd rather do that than go to the fucking grid.
Yeah,
Ocarina of Time that was on 64.
Yeah,
that was one of the
one. Right.
Dude, that game was amazing. But this one, right, that I'm playing right now, bro, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
No, I'm glad you guys actually have that and play some games and keep up with everybody. But it's
well,
the old games
it comes in really handy because I'm on my back. I can take it with me.
Oh yeah, you can play like you are right now doing the podcast.
Yes,
right above you.
It's exactly what I do.
Like a teenage girl.
Yes.
No, it's a Switch 2 though. You said right?
Yeah.
Okay, not much difference, right? Just really quick between those two.
I don't know. I didn't have the Switch one.
Okay. Well,
yeah. This is my first Nintendo console that I've owned personally since the 64.
Okay.
Because I grew up.
That Zelda, that game will take your life too. So I'll see you. No one's gonna see you for a while. You're gonna be in that room in the dark for forever.
He keeps saying that his back's hurt. I don't think it's hurt.
That's a good excuse. Dude, burn book for me. I didn't have anything. I enjoyed tonight's game. Looked really easy for the Suns, and I loved it the whole time. I loved the whole stretch. I was gone. Like I watched a little bit here and there, but the last two games I watched from like the third quarter on. And
did you see OKC?
Like this, I watched the last half of that. I thought they were going to win the Houston game. I thought that was definitely their game. And the whole Kevin Durant thing where he waved or he told him get the fuck out of here. And then after the game, he's talking about like how they kicked me out of Phoenix. It's like, dude, you weren't winning. Of course they're going to kick you out. Like he's just like, get it. Like, why is he so mad still? Get a life.
I don't know. I wrote a whole article about that, about him calling himself a scapegoat. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the only reason you think you're a scapegoat is because you listen to the Twitter crowd and you saw a lot of negativity. So you thought that everybody hated you. It's like, that wasn't the case, dude. Now, don't get me wrong. Like here on the podcast, we be critical of him night to night because we're critical of everybody night to night, but guess what? When you make $50 million and you account for 36% of the team's cap, guess what? People are going to hold you accountable to that. So they're not just going to sit there and, gargle your nuts every time you play basketball just because you're very good. Guess what? You're doing a good job, but you're not contributing to winning. It's two different. Like look at Devin Booker tonight, 13 points, but he contributed to winning.
Yeah,
against OKC, he's the one who kept finding Jordan Goodwin open for the threes. Those 8 threes that he made, I think like five or six of them came off of Booker passes, and they have a willing superstar who's willing to pass the ball, and so. The fact that he framed it that way, I was like, you know what? Writing about Kevin Durant brings out my best writing. And I probably spent like 4 hours writing that sucker. So if you guys want to read what I think about it, go check it out on brightsideofthesun.com. And I will say, I end it with like, I'd much rather prefer this version of Suns basketball. 5 players playing in cohesion, ... and no scapegoats.
Yeah, dude. And the fact that he doesn't think the Suns did everything for him, man. They didn't even trade him when he didn't want to be traded.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you don't want to be traded? Okay, we'll
They traded him
abide.
to Houston. They traded him to Houston where he wanted to
Where
go.
he wanted to go.
That's just the NBA, dude. Like, and it's not just him; it was Bradley Beal too. So I don't understand it. We understand that how bad Bradley Beal is now, but the fact that he is still upset about it, like, it's fun to beat Phoenix, and because obviously it's your last team. But to say that like we kicked you out of town and stuff like that, it's like that's not part of it. That's not even close to what happened. So I don't know. The guy's
100%.
Nuts.
100%. Did you do subreddit?
I did a little bit.
Let's do some.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
Whoa,
up as a baby. Oh, with a bib.
It's just the Invisible Man.
Yeah, just me and a bib sucking on a nipple. That's what I was gonna do, but nope, that would have been good though. I'm sure I can find a fake. I'm sure we get canceled. All right, a fake boob.
Just have it off to the side. And you read a comment, then you read you just see this. You read a comment, you're like,
oh my god, so many people would unfollow us.
Oh well, but so many people don't follow us, so who cares?
I know, it's true. I didn't have too much, but I had downvote me all you want. This guy says, but we need to give up on Gigi Jackson. Like, and then everyone voted him, so no downvotes.
Yeah, Gigi Jackson looked awful in this game, man.
Yeah.
There was plays where he looked a lot like Nick Richards, where he would make a mistake and then he'd sit there and kind of pout on. He's like, "Oh man, I made the mistake." And meanwhile, like Colin Gillespie, who just stole the ball from him, was like running down the court getting a layup. I'm like, oh yeah, I would not be happy with him on my team.
Yeah, I haven't seen much from him, but just anything good. But someone said Iguodala free throw is ugly. I never noticed his free throw shot as being ugly. Have you? I know the little floater is the ugly shot.
Yeah, well, I actually talked about it a couple pods ago. He actually has increased his efficiency on free throws because he kind of got rid of the hitch. So I think that he's looking actually a little bit better. He does this bend and it's fluid. I would kill to bend the way that he does right now.
He fixed it mid-season, or is it?
Yeah, it's been.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, usually they wait till the off season.
Yeah.
Big love for Jordan Goodwin. He had a 17-game stint in Memphis. I don't know if you knew he was a Grizzly. Obviously there's 3 guys returning. So
well, we traded him to the Grizzlies. He was part of that deal that got us Royce O'Neal.
Yes, and I knew because I was not going to say that because I knew that, and I still said it on the pod, and I still look like an idiot. All right, so hey, at least we weren't. He says to the fans, he says, "At least you weren't me and at the game. Flush it and forget it." So I don't know if he was just taking a shit the whole game or what.
He was flushing it and forgetting it the whole game.
Yeah. Last one, I didn't do too much. Sorry. Koloko is a fucking ass.
Yeah, I think he's on the 10-day too.
Fucking ass. Yeah.
What a fucking ass.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
Oh, and by the way, Jamsters, that was brought to you by NettlesAir.com.
They're still around?
Yeah.
If you need a unit, we've got you covered. NettlesAir.com is where to go, brother. Call 623-444-48. Nettles Air makes your home feel great.
There you go. Want to do Jamstar?
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Jam star of the game.
I will say the app version or like the web version on your phone of the platform that we use to do the pod is a lot more user friendly than it used to be.
I have to check it out. Did they just improve it right now or start of the year?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've used it, but like I've used it after games and things like that. Remember when we used to always do pods after games from the arena?
Yeah.
I always felt like it was a pain in the ass to use, and I feel like right now it's a lot.
Yeah,
easier.
you would exit out every time you were done. You would just.
Well, that's just because I'm an idiot, and I'm like I'm done. I hit end instead of just like exit out of the tab.
I think they changed it because I had a hard time this season with it, so I think they changed it recently.
Well, who are you giving the Jam Star to in this one?
I'm gonna give it to I guess Dylan Brooks coming back to Memphis.
I got to give it to Grayson coming back to Memphis.
Yeah,
Grayson was fantastic, man.
Yeah,
Dylan was great in the first half. He had 18 points in the first half, but Grayson just kind of the whole game. There was a little stint there in the second half where Memphis would score like 5 points in a row. They chip it down from 20 to 15, and then Grayson Allen 3. And I was all for that. So that's who gets it for me.
He had that one step back in the eye of the defender.
Yes.
The TV froze at that time and I missed it, but he made it. And I was like, how the hell did he make that? And I didn't see the rest of it.
Yeah. I think it goes to Grayson.
Okay.
All right. I got a couple more segments I want to hit. First, real quick, up next. Friday, we play the Knicks at home. Thoughts on this game?
The Knicks obviously are very beatable. You thought they were going to be the team of the East, and they're going to win a championship this year coming out of the East, but I don't like them. I don't like Mike Brown. Never liked him. I think he's a loser coach. I think he's all shine. He's all just show, and there's no substance to it at all. I don't believe in that team at all. I think that this is a team where they're not as good as they were last year, and I think the Suns can easily beat them by 10 or 12 points. They just seem so different. They're not as clicky as they were last year. So I know the record says otherwise, but I've watched plenty of the Knicks like over time, and I just don't like them this season at all, man. I think the Suns have an easy win coming up Friday.
Yeah, the Knicks are a team that I still think that they have it in them to be competitive when it comes to the Eastern Conference en route to being the representative in the NBA Finals. I mean, you got the Pistons, you got the Celtics, and then you have the Knicks. But the Knicks right now, I feel like, are very beatable. I think they just won last night, but they had a losing streak going. They're kind of in their own way mentally, if you will. And I think that now's a good time to play them, especially at home. So I think it's going to be a fun game for the Suns, and I hope that they walk away with the win. But that's coming up. We'll be live after that one, Friday night. Before we get out of here, what are your thoughts on the trade? I mean, we talked about it kind of on the front end, but the Trae Young trade, man, like Trae Young just got traded to the fucking Washington Wizards. Thoughts?
Just right now? Wait, did it happen before the pod?
It happened during the game.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I thought it was up. I had no idea it happened during the game.
It actually happened.
I thought you were just referencing it because it was all over today that he was.
No, it happened.
Wizards. It actually went through.
He got traded for Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum. No picks.
See, I think that's what everyone thought was going to happen. Man,
that's what Mark Stein was reporting, and then it went down during the game, like second quarter.
Yeah, so with the Hawks, though, I think it's brilliant. I think you just got to get off of Trae Young. Obviously, CJ, I don't think he has 1 or 2 years. I think he has only just the 1 year
I think he
left
has 1, and then I think Corey Kispert has 2.
Yeah, I think the Hawks, it's just smart to get off of that contract. Plus, you don't need Trae Young at all. It hasn't worked out this season. They should have traded him last year when they had more value. Kind of like, how I always thought about Devin Booker, like don't let another season go by and he's untradeable or something like that. But Trae Young obviously was on a short leash with that. But right now, I think the Hawks are in a good spot. CJ is a good ball handler. He's a guy that can help, not defensively, but he can be a good guy that's can handle the ball when they need it. But the Wizards, though, I think it's kind of big for them. I think they needed a splash over there. I don't think it's like that big anymore, but maybe Trae Young can kind of reinvent himself over with the Wizards and become an all-star again. I think it's the only spot, obviously, that I wanted him, but the only spot that he might succeed in. Because look at MPJ over with the Brooklyn Nets, right? We didn't really think he was going to be anything special. And he's an all-star basically over there on a team that's only won like 4 games this year or whatever. But he can be that guy and hopefully bring the Wizards around next season if they stick together. I don't know. What do you think?
Who do you think won the trade?
I don't think anybody did. Not this season. I think the Hawks are still going to be good this year. But I think they're going to be good either way if they had Trae Young or not. But I just don't know. I want to see what CJ McCollum looks like with that team. I don't think he's going to hurt anything, but short stint, I think the Hawks. Long stint, maybe the Wizards. What do you think?
So here's what I think about this trade. I think, all right, so I'll start with the Hawks side. I think the Hawks win the trade. The Hawks don't win the trade because they acquired good talent back. The Hawks win or draft picks. Because this is Trae Young we're talking about, right? A top whatever player. He's not he's like a top 25 player at best, right? His value has completely tanked. This team has been playing. This team was up 18 points in the game they're playing tonight with Trae Young on the bench because he's not playing when they traded his ass. He was at the game. They traded him while he was at the game. They don't need him. They have Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson's a walking triple-double. They're in the process of reinventing who they are. And they did something that I wish the Suns could have done last year. And that was trade Bradley Beal for 2 contracts that were, the bigger of the 2 is expiring next year. They did something. They pulled something that is very rare to do in the modern NBA these days. And that is they shed a contract that was non-desirable, that was $40+ million. It just doesn't happen anymore, and they got back CJ McCollum. Yeah, it's CJ McCollum. Who cares? Corey Kispert. Who cares? It's all about them freeing up the money so they can pay other guys. And the other thing to remember, and probably one of the reasons they're not sitting there beating down the door for a draft pick, they got the Pelicans first-round draft pick unprotected next year, and the Pelicans fucking suck. So that's the Atlanta side of it. Washington, what the fuck are you thinking? Respectively, they are the 29th team in defensive rating this year, and you just added Trae Young. You got worse defensively somehow in this. Now, kudos to you. You didn't give up any draft capital, but Trae Young. Now, granted, Trae Young said earlier in the day that Washington is one of his desirable places to go, right? That is PR bullshit. Nobody says Washington is a desirable place to go. You know why? Because it isn't. Okay, people don't go there to win. He didn't go there for a basketball decision. He went there for a business decision because he knew, hey, if I go there, I have a chance to get a 15% trade kicker, so I get some money right now, and they're going to continue to pay me. I don't care about winning. That's what he's saying. Because if I was Trae Young, I'd be like, I want to go to a winning team. You guys are going to trade me? I want to go to a winning team. I want to be put in a situation. And he could have made it a lot more difficult than he did. But Trae Young's a losing player, so going to Washington to be a loser isn't anything special. Now, yeah, they got some young guys there. They got Alex Sarr. They got Bilal Coulibaly. They got Kaishan George. They got some good players there. They got young talent. But they don't have a lot of outside of Alex Sarr, maybe Bilal Coulibaly a little bit. They don't have a lot of defense there. So it's a win for the Hawks, I think, in a landslide because you got out of the Trae Young contract. You're going to free up money that you're eventually going to give to Jalen Johnson. And you know that you have the first-round pick of the Pelicans. Washington, I continue to go, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it showed him walking out towards the end of the game, too. I guess he found out mid-game that he got traded. What a weird feeling that must be, but that's just the NBA now.
But he probably knew it was coming, right?
Oh, yeah, but that's what I was going to say. It's like Trae Young has to know. Well, he probably just has – he asked out, obviously. He wanted out of the situation. And like I said, Washington's the only situation that was available. So it's up to him. If he's going to turn his career around and, he got to the Eastern Conference Finals once, if he can be that guy again, maybe with a young team and be a good leader, kind of change his mentality a little bit, maybe he does revive himself a little bit. Because I always liked Trae Young, obviously. I always kind of wanted him on the Suns next to Booker. But it never worked out in Atlanta. It was just a thing that should have ended a year ago. And now it's ended. And I kind of hope that he brings Washington afloat a little bit. I hope he has a revived career there. I don't think it's one thing. I know they're a loser team now, but it'd be such a good story if he can bring them to a 500 team out east. That can't be that hard. If you're as good as he thinks he is, if he thinks he's that good, they should be a 500 team next year, or maybe to end the season, or come close to maybe a little bit below 500 to end the season, just because he thinks he's that good. So I would want him to prove it.
100%. And then, again, we're not rooting for anyone to fail, but I will say, let's figure out how to do this. CL Oracle says Trae Young is better than Bradley Beal. Be real, man. 100% he is, but he's still not worth the contract that you're paying him. Not in the modern NBA.
No,
he isn't. He simply isn't. And that's why it's a good trade for Atlanta, because they're getting off that deal. They don't have to pay him. He's got 2 or 3 more years, maybe 4 left on his deal. I think he's got 3 years left on his deal. And it gets upwards of $50 million to pay for Trae Young. I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that from Bradley Beal. So it's not necessarily about the talent. It's more about the asset and how much it costs to have that guy on your team, because he's not a winning asset. And who knows, to Matthew's point, maybe he becomes one.
Yeah. And could he step back too a little bit? The Hornets with LaMelo stepped back to kind of a little bit. He's not who he once was. I think he's kind of maturing into more of a winning player.
No, he's got better players around him, man. Dude, I watched
he does,
the Hornets,
but he's not handling the ball as much as he wants.
No,
right?
Con can nipple. is
he's
fucking
incredible.
good. Brandon Miller is fucking good.
Yeah.
All they're doing is tanking LaMelo's value because there's 3 guys in the league who are kind of the same player, right? These very flashy, volume 3-point shooters, can pass around, right? You got Trae Young, you got LaMelo Ball. Fuck me, who's the third one?
For what?
Oh, these like flashy 3-pointers, guys who get paid too much. Oh, who's the third guy?
Is it Tyler Hero?
No. God damn it. Oh, it's like 3 guys who are like the same guy. Zach LaVine is in that realm too.
I don't know, man. I thought there was
maybe
those 2.
No, I feel like there's a third one.
Donovan Mitchell?
No, because he's
different.
Brain fart, back fart.
Yeah, but are you continuing that, or are you done with that?
I'm done with that. I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
Childhood trauma, man. I know you got stories. 2.5 weeks. I know you got stories.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to talk about? Well, no trauma on my end. I would say that he is very much in trauma state when we are changing diapers. I feel like he thinks he's about to die or something. He goes absolutely crazy. Nothing's been traumatic. I think it's been simple. He sleeps a lot. And obviously Nicole feeds him a lot. So,
well, tell me the Starbucks story. That's like one of the best stories ever.
The Starbucks story? Like
that? When you're like, I think my son hates me, and you went to Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. So it was like the first day. We woke up the next day, and he was having a hard time with me, but he was okay with Nicole. And he was screaming at me. And I went down to Starbucks, and obviously I was very tired. I didn't sleep the night before because he like snores really lightly, but it's really, really loud the first night. So we didn't sleep at all. But yeah, I went downstairs to Starbucks and I was like, dude, does he already hate me already? Like I was kind of in my feelings sitting there, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna like me. I'm all thinking about high school and him like ditching and him being like, you're a shitty dad and stuff like that. So it came quickly. It came quickly to where I was already doubting myself as a dad, but it ended when I went back in the room and he was fine.
Just remember, people, if you ever go into a Starbucks and you see Matthew there, just ask him, like, is he a shitty dad? Because that's where he goes when he contemplates whether or not he's a shitty dad or not. He's like, oh, going to Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this is great, man. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad to have you back on the pod. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love having guests on. I love shooting the shit with people.
Everyone did such a good job. I watched a lot of them. So I watched mostly all of them. So everyone filled in great. I wanted to rank them top 10, but I don't know. I think Gerald maybe is my favorite because he gave us 1,000 subscribers after his appearance. Just joking.
We got like 3 after his appearance. What do you mean?
No, I think we got 10. I counted them. I think we got 10.
Wow.
Which is a career high for the Suns Jam Session podcast.
We're still not at 4,000.
I thought he would get us there, but no.
Well.
But it's been crazy not being on the pod. It went by so quickly, but I'm glad to be back. And little baby here.
Yeah,
I'm not going to show him to anybody, so
no, good.
You're not going to get it.
Just share the story. Just have a fake boob.
Okay, I'll try to have a story
Morant.
though. Yeah.
Somebody said
Was
it in
Ja?
it was Ja. That's the third guy. It's LaMelo, Trae Young, and Ja. I feel like all those 3 guys are in the same class of just like
he's
overvalued.
A different type of player though, but
he's not electric anymore.
Yeah. No,
he's not electric, and he can't shoot. That's his issue.
I will tell you this though, when he is playing, he looks better than he did at the end of the year last year. Like there's something there more, a little bit more spark, but the team still is a little stinky with him.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they lost to the Suns.
He's still not winning games. So alrighty.
Well, on that note, Jamsters, subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you on Friday. Sound good? Tell them what to do, Matthew.
Go home, love your family.
Hey, you're listening to the Suns Jam Session podcast, shooting the shit about the Suns since 2019.